Hello and welcome to Boomer and Beyond Wellness. I'm Angela Fischetti. So today we're going to be focusing on a standing lower body workout, time-saving workout, which means we're going to be isolating one particular area. And this area are the calf muscles. So the muscles that are actually involved are the gastrocnemius, the soleus, also known as the second heart, and the plantar. So if you go to the community tab, you're going to find some really cool images of these muscles, as well as a wonderful article emphasizing why it's so important to train the calf muscles that I found on webmd.com. We want strong calves because they're involved in lots of activities of daily living. I'll just name a few. Number one is, walking, simply ambulating. But also when you're working out outside, if you go on a fitness walk, you want to go uphill, downhill, and also when you're climbing stairs. When we do this kind of thing, reaching up, try to get something out of the cabinet, well, I just went into plantar flexion. This is plantar flexion, and that all comes from the calf muscles. Some of the fitness activities where lots of calf work is involved, certainly running, hiking, yes, up those hills, as well as the old-fashioned step class. Here's a step unit right here. And it's a perfectly viable workout today as well. The accessories we're going to be using, yep, I have a step. The reason is because I want to show you an exercise, heel raises off of the steps. So if you live in a house, maybe you have steps leading up to your front door, or steps within the house, then you're going to work on the bottom step, one hand on the handrail, one hand on the wall, just in case. And also, we are using today a sticky yoga mat. And I have a couple of weights here. I have a set of 15, and I have one of 20. And I just want to double check. Yes, there's one more piece of equipment. Let me show you this thing. And it's called a wedge. So I want to really put us into proper plantar flexion. That means the toes aren't bent either. So toes are down on this end and heel is up on the upper end. So we'll be using one to stand on for some of the heel raise work, but also we'll be using two to stretch because it's a great stretch that way. Also, a gentle reminder that we have a warm-up and a cool-down video on the channel. And when you can, by the way, interchange them. And if you are 55 years and above, it is suggested that you warm up for a good solid 10 minutes prior to any of your workouts. We also have on the platform a rating of perceived exertion chart, RPE, within the community tab as well. And it is suggested that for our demographic that we work out at an RPE between 3 to 6. Gentle reminder still to make sure you stay hydrated whenever you work out. I only know from drinking water. I don't know about teas and flavored waters. And also feel free to stop and rest whenever you need to. But folks, please don't quit. Don't get to the point where you're struggling through the work. It's not necessary. You want to work at an acceptable level of muscular discomfort for you, and you get to gauge that with that RPE chart. The number of repetitions we're going to be doing, well, calf muscles can take quite a bit. So I'm going to suggest 10 to 15, but if you can take it up to 20 without an issue as far as feeling like injury is coming on, that's great. If you're using heavier weight, might want to monitor once, how far you take this with the number of repetitions. Now, I do want to talk about medical disclaimer. The first one is going to be for the yoga mat. They're typically made out of latex. So when you're looking for it, look for latex-free or non-latex if indeed you have a latex allergy. Other medical disclaimers are going to be if you have arthritic feet, if you have bunions, Morton's neuroma, Achilles tendonitis, as well as vestibular issues, balance issues. It's not these issues, I should say the precautionary measures are not limited to these issues, but these are the things that I see that occur a lot in the workout space. So I'm going to invite you all to not participate immediately, to simply preview the video first. Look for what you can do, because you're great at not knowing what you can't do, and that's smart. But let's also get smart about what we can do. I promise something will be here for you. But if you're still not sure, then you can invite the medical healthcare practitioner who knows your body best to preview the video as well, to then help you make an informed decision. So we're going to begin the work. What we're going to do first out is we're going to do each of the exercises. We have 3 exercises planned for you today, and we'll be doing each of them full out 15 repetitions, but without any of the resistance. Then we're going to add on the toys, the tools, all of that stuff, and that's it. Okay, just checking my notes here for you. So the first exercise, basic heel raises, and you can certainly work off the floor, and that's how we're going to do this. Now, I just want to backtrack. Some of you may have to sit no matter what. So you sit in a chair and you can do your heel raises in a chair. And if you want to add resistance, you can place one weight across your lap, or safely one hand on each thigh holding a weight to give you some resistance. So now we're going to stand with the feet hips width apart. Line up those hands to the inside of the high pelvic bone, the iliac crest, point straight down, not in. And we're going to line up ankles to knees to the inside of the pelvic bone. Now, here we go. You can bring your hands here, you can bring your hands here, you can bring them out, and we're going to lift and lower. I'm going to just go a little bit more narrow here, and up and down. Exhale on the effort, which is the lift. Pause at the peak of the contraction. Don't really count me, folks, because I just keep going or stop when I need to make a point. So here we go again, right? Exhale. All the way up if you can. Take it up. Belly button is in. Last one. And take it down. All right. Next one is going to be targeting now the soleus muscle. So when you engage, the first one was for the gastrocnemius. This one is for the soleus. How you get that soleus is by bending the knees. So we bend, the knees are bent, and then we take it up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to hold on because I'm going to turn my head and lose my balance. There we go. So this is soleus. Exhale on the effort, which is elevating the heels. Belly button is pulled in. I'm going to go for 3 more. And stand on up. So when you do it without additional resistance, you can consider this your warm-up as well. And then the next one I'm going to do is with the wedge. So I'm going to move my platform here and bring the wedge over. Now, because I'm just going to do it partially, as more with the intent of warming up, I'm going to place it down and only step halfway up. So I'm going to bring the balls of the feet up onto the wedge. And then we rise up and down. You get a deeper contraction when you're standing all the way up on the wedges. Exhale. I got to tell you, I feel it in both the gastrocnemius and the soleus when I do this one. Keep the head up and neutral. This will all help you, I should say, have really shapely lower legs. One more. And now we're going to take it back to the top, but in between each of the sets, now I'm going to repeat each exercise 2 more times. We're going to stretch. So let me set this here. Pull my platform in, my step. So the first set that we did on the floor, we did straight up and down with the feet. So now I'm going to ask you to stand with your feet slightly laterally rotated. Not a big dancer turnout, but just a little bit. So that's considered an external rotation. Pull that back a little bit more. Okay. And exhale up and down. Now, I once did have a partial tear in my Achilles tendon, and so I don't drop down, folks. You just don't want to release and hang down really deep and fast, you know? Not the best thing for you. You're just gauging it. Be careful. Sometimes the sneakers might slide a little bit. Belly button in. Basic heel raises. Variations today. 2 more. Exhale. Really great for the toes, the arches, and down. Now stay up here for our first stretch. So outside leg on the ball of the foot, gently, easy peasy. When you drop down into it, the opposite knee is bending. Want to hold your stretches when you're working out on your own for a minimum of 30 seconds. Then I'm going to change sides here. Bending 1. Oh, this feels good. So basically you're doing about a 20-25 second rest over here, but we're making it an active rest, right? We're putting the time to good use. And then we come back up. Now, for the third round, I want you to do just a little bit of this internal rotation, medial rotation. Up and down. Belly button in. Stand tall. Exhale. Pick it up. Exhale. Pause at the peak of the contraction. You're going to feel those toes working as well. 2 more. Exhale on the effort. E. And I'm going to take my stretch again. You can do this if you're outside running around or doing fitness walk. You can do this off of the curb. And then the other side. Really nice stretch, folks. Great. Okay. Time for me to pull this out of the way. The next one is going to be for the soleus muscle. And what we're going to do here is the first set we already did without any weight. Now, I'm going to grab for a suitcase handle 2 weights, 15 pounds. Bend those knees up and down. Quads are going to get some work. Make sure you stand up. Knees bent. Careful, I don't want to thrust my hip. That was a little bit of a hip thrust. There we go. 1 more. There it is. And slowly take it up. Now for this, I'm going to stretch this one, okay? I'm gonna do a little bit of a split squat here. And I'm gonna bend the knees. And I'm gonna pull back. Actually, I'm doing the wrong one here. Let me turn around for you. So it's this one. I'm sitting back. And if you really want to go for it, you get that weight back toward the heel, dropping the hip, bending the knee. And then I come up slowly, step it back, and then I take another calf stretch here. And then step forward. So you can do this. And then if you want to go deeper, bend, pull the hips out, and then drop back. Drop your hip toward the heel. You're going to get a nice stretch in that soleus. The soleus muscle is partially responsible, got a big responsibility, folks. It's called the second heart for a reason, because it's responsible for the venous return of the blood toward the heart, returning the blood back toward the heart. That's why if you go to a hospital, somebody's in the bed, you see them with this cuff around their calf muscles pumping. That's what's happening. It's helping the soleus do its job. And we're going to step forward. I'm going to do it again. Now this time, I'm going to use one weight, and I'm going to use a 20-pounder. Up and down. Are you breathing? Exhaling and inhaling through the nose. Just up. One more. Easy, standing up. Set the weight down. Again. Sitting back. And then really going to drop the hip down toward the heel. Belly button is in. And coming up. And of course, if that one isn't doable, you go into this one, right? Or the one I showed you up on the step with the heel hanging. That's really cool. And other side. And then coming up. Keep the chest up. You don't want to drop down. Keep the chest up. And step forward. For the final one, I'm going to grab the wedge. Standing all the way up on that wedge. Now, this position of the feet is called dorsiflexion. The dorsal side of the foot is the top side of the foot. So it's kind of like they're coming up towards your face. Belly button is in, and we're going to all the way up and down. You want to, again, bring the weight over the second to third toe. Exhale as you lift. So when you're all the way up, you're going to really feel this throughout the entire low leg. Then we have a really cool stretch. Always pause at the peak of the contraction, delay it at the top. Exhale on the effort as you elevate. Last three. and slowly down. Easy stepping off. Now, I'm going to stack these. This is a great stretch. You're really going up there. Go. And you want to lean forward into it. Ooh la la. Woo. That feels good. So if you couldn't catch that soleus before, you're going to catch it now as well. This is just the whole length of that back leg, from the back of the knee down, from below the back of the knee down, I should say. You want to let go. Now, easy stepping off. By the way, getting the feet into that type of dorsiflexion is excellent for the ankles. We're going to repeat. Just using the wedge. You want to take it like this, all the way up. You can always vary the position of the arms, whatever works for you. Make sure over the second to third toe, I'm just double checking that I'm not sliding a little bit. I was. Try not to drop the head down. Stand tall. 3 more. Ooh la la, man. Oh man, am I in there? Last one. Oh. And now I grab the other one. Stack them. Both high ends are on top of each other. Almost like a ski slope here, folks. Oh man, this feels great. Are you breathing? Are you staying hydrated? And then slowly step on off. And that's what we have for you today here, folks, on Boomer and Beyond Wellness. Folks, I would really appreciate it if you like the content. Please subscribe to the channel. It is for free. And perhaps post a kind comment. I would love it also if you could share the videos, particularly with people who cannot afford a personal trainer and do not have access to a gym. And hit the notification bell so that you can be kept current with the content. And I want to thank you all so much. Remember, stay hydrated. I'm whole food plant exclusive, so eat your greens, eat your beans, and until next time, be well.